Good afternoon, everyone. This is YC. Welcome to my channel, YC Cooks and Bakes. Today, I am going to be making zucchini boats and wild rice. And I'd like to show you how I make my zucchini boats because they're real simple and they're very economical. To feed 6 people this evening is only going to cost, for this whole meal, is only going to cost $2.01 per person. And that's fantastic because it's a lot cheaper than ordering pizza on a Friday night. And it's not that difficult to make. You'd think, oh, but then you have to cook, you got to do this, you got to do that, and I need a break. A lot of this stuff can be chopped up the night before, and you just throw it together, and it cooks within 25 to 30 minutes, and that is it. So I'm going to show you how I do them. This is the rice I'm going to be using, and it's one of those earthly grains from Canada. And this one is garlic and herb. So I'm trying to, taste all the different flavors that they have of it. And I like a wild rice because it has like a nutty flavor, and I think it adds to the dish. But for this recipe, you're going to need an onion chopped up and about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. And you're going to need a red pepper chopped up. And then about 6 of these. If you're doing a couple for 6 people, you know what I mean. But if you only have like 2 or 3 people, you can just buy, 2 or 3 of them. They say a serving size is 1 boat. Since I'm doing zucchini boats, which would be half of one of these. But who's fooling who? We're going to have 2 boats on our plates. One of them cut in half and filled, and then with some rice on the side. And to me, that would be more of a complete, more realistical meal. Otherwise, you're going to be hungry after. But anyway, I went ahead and you can see that I washed all my zucchini and I washed my pepper. You want to wash all the stuff, obviously, before cutting on it. Now I got water going everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and dice up some of these veggies, but you also do some mushrooms, and then we put shredded cheddar on top. And this recipe, it's going to, because there's so many, it's going to take like a 1/4 cup of ketchup, and then just salt and pepper to taste. That's it. That's all we're going to need. And that's why it is so economical per person. So I'm going to get some of these cut up. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and I chopped up an onion, because you're going to need an onion. And then I went ahead and chopped a red sweet pepper. And I went ahead and coarsely chopped some mushrooms. And you want it coarsely chopped, not just sliced, because, a zucchini boat isn't but so wide. So you're going to want that chopped up. So I got those done. And I also went ahead and partially cooked the 1.5 pounds of ground beef. And the reason I did that is so I could drain most of the fat off of it before putting in my vegetables. I want my vegetables to be nice and tender before going into the oven for only 25 or 30 minutes, because they won't cook in that amount of time. You don't want a hard onion, you want it nice and soft when you go to eat the zucchini boat. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, that phone's been ringing off the hook today. But yeah, anyway, you want, when I cook the veggies with the meat, I don't want to have to lose all that flavor that I'm putting into this dish because I hadn't drained the meat yet. So that's why I went ahead and partially cooked the ground beef, almost all the way. I just didn't do it to the point where it was dried out, Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I do the boats. Of course, they're cleaned, and you want to take off the ends. Let me get a bag or something to put. And you don't need to peel them. Just make sure you wash them real good. And these were wrapped up in the store. They had cellophane over them when I picked them out, but I washed them too. Okay, so you throw the ends out. And then you want to split them evenly as best you can, like that. So see, one makes two boats. And then you just go, you use the like a teaspoon, and you know, you get out the pulp. And the pulp you also cook ahead of time with the ground beef and your onions, mushrooms, and sweet red pepper. Okay. You try to have everything cooked pretty much other than the actual boat shell itself before going into the oven. Okay. I'll have to get something to put the pulp in. You just want to do the best you can. You don't want to go ruining the boat, you know what I mean? You'll get a feel for it after you do a couple of them, and you'll see where the seeds go down to and everything. It's warm in here. It was supposed to get to 80 today in South Carolina. Okay, so there's a hollowed out boat. You can see it's kind of like a tree hollowed out. So I'll continue to work on all of these. Okay, I got these all hollowed out, all the zucchini, and it actually did a lot, you know, so I'll probably end up making like a zucchini bread or zucchini muffins one day, or anything. You can put it on a salad, anything. But this is all I'm probably going to use for this recipe. You know, I was just doing a comparison with this, the onions, mushrooms, and the red pepper. I don't want to use too much, you know. So I'll go ahead and cook this in with the ground beef now. Okay, while I'm sauteing everything together and making sure that these veggies get a little on the softer side to put in these boats, I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and getting started on the rice and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, one more thing. If I lose you, it's because I think a storm's coming up. Our power has been flickering on and off. So if I lose you, don't panic. You'll know what happened. And I'll be sure to take a picture of these when I have them done. But I'm going to try to get these done for you. Okay, I wanted you to see what it looks like while I'm cooking it all together. You see how colorful it is? And over in this pot over here, I'm going to be doing my rice. But I'll lift you up so you can see this. See? And that's what I'm going to be putting into, you know, the boats. Okay, I'm happy with everything where I think that the vegetables, you know, the red pepper and everything and the onion is nice and tender. I hope you can see. It gets dark sometimes, and it is raining again in South Carolina. But anyway, at this stage, when you know everything is done, the meat and the veggies, that's where you put in some ketchup. And I use, of course, you know, the Hunt's because it's natural and it doesn't have high fructose corn syrup. And I like the organic one from Aldi, but my husband does not like that. It does not like the flavor of it. So we just get Hunt's. Heinz does not offer it. They're full of tons of high fructose corn syrup. Okay, so you mix this ketchup in, and then you mix some sharp cheddar cheese in it, and then you can then I put a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese on top of the boats. And I'll show you what they look like before I pop them into the oven. And right now the rice is cooking. And I was reading the Earthly Grains box, and the rice goes between 26 and 31 minutes instead of 25, which is good because it gives me time to do these. By the time these are done in the oven, the rice is going to be done too, so it works out just perfect. Okay, this is what it looks like after I fill them. So you can see how I put the stuff in each one. So all I'm going to do now is sprinkle some cheese on top. I have a little tiny bit of cheese in them too. And then I'll get these in the oven. Okay, it's supper time. We have our zucchini boats already and our wild rice. And I'll show you what they look like. See? That's what they look like. Absolutely delicious. And healthy. And only $2.01, even if I grab another boat. I hope you give this a try. Check out my recipe in the description, and if you have to cut it in half for your family because you only have 2 or 3 people, go ahead and do that. And please, everybody, thumbs up. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and have a great night. Bye-bye.